Hi there, this is Liz Campschroeder with Inside Natural Bodybuilding, and we are 2 weeks out from the first NAMBF show of the year, and I have the pleasure to have the promoter with me, John Arnold, minus his fabulous wife, Becky. We are in Liberty, Missouri at the actual venue where the show will happen. John, thank you for taking some time out of your beautiful Saturday. Come and talk to us.
No problem.
This is the 17th year for this show, and I wanted to get John a couple weeks out because this show has just grown tremendously over the last few years, and this year is bringing a huge change to the way of the format. So John, take it away. Explain to us what's going to happen this year that's different from anything that we've had in the past.
Well, we've had a lot of requests in the past in regards to somehow shortening the shows for the competitors as far as timeline. I mean, when the shows get so big, it's a long, long day.
This is one of the biggest shows that we have in the NAMBF.
And we've managed to do a pretty good job. We've got a great crew. I mean, they've been with us pretty much for the whole 17 years or 18 years.
Right.
And so the bottom line is, you know, we've had to do a lot of things to analyze how we do things backstage, make things go quicker. But it still makes it a long day. And this is pretty much how it goes through all the promoters in our federation. So we decided that we had a lot of requests in regards to ways to try to trim that down. So what we did, we decided to go like three shows basically. We've been doing a two show format, as you know. A Friday night, each show on Friday night, and the rest of the shows, the rest segments on Saturday. Well, we decided to do this year to go to bikinis growing quite rapidly. We figured it probably would eclipse figure probably this year. It has. We're over 100 right now.
Wow, that's a lot of bikini competitors on the stage in one night.
Yes, it is.
So we've got bikini, we've got physique, men's and women's, we've got female and male bodybuilding and figure. How did you break them down?
Okay, what we did, we went bikini on Friday night.
Okay.
We're doing on Saturday morning. That'll be bodybuilding and women's physique.
Okay, female and male bodybuilding.
Right.
And women's physique.
And then we do figure and men's physique on Saturday night.
Okay.
That's how we're doing.
So what that means for all of us that are familiar with the usual format of a pre-judging in the morning and a finals in the night, now if you have a bikini competitor that you're coming to support, you will come on Friday night at 5 o'clock and will stay for a pre-judging finals straight through. They go, they're done, pizza, ice cream, and it's over. And then Saturday we come back in the morning for a whole nother show in the morning time. And then we come back again Saturday night for the final show, which is figure and men's physique.
Right. It's all we call it one and done. So you go to one format. It's going to be good for the audience. Most of the time, our finals audiences never get to actually see the competition.
Right.
And the competition is actually the pre-judging segment. So basically, when you come to the show, you're going to see the actual competition. Plus, you're going to see who's awarded placings. So it's going to be kind of fun in that regard. It's also going to help. And we always say, and you know, that a lot of times a competitor look good in pre-judging and then they tend to smooth out or whatever for later on, and all of a sudden people are looking at them going, oh, that doesn't look right because that competitor looks better at the night show. Well, now they're going to be able to see them at their best all the way through.
Sure. So talk a little bit about this decision to break up this into 3 full different shows from an athlete's perspective. When you were taking this into account from a promoter, how did you also take into account the athlete?
Right, and basically what it came down to, like I said earlier, the time element that people had to wait all the way through. Say if you're a bodybuilder, you had to wait through all the bikini, all the figure, whatever, and then so that's, you know, it could be from
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, you're talking about 8 o'clock in the morning to a lot of times 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So then you get a super small break. You come back. That night show might go to midnight.
Right.
So it's a long day. So we're trying to make it more, a better experience, to have more fun, and you're not so worn out by the end of the day.
Sure. What do you think as a promoter, and you and Becky have been in this sport for a really long time and have seen a lot of change in this natural sport. What do you think is driving it now? Where do you really see the numbers from the types of athletes that are coming to step on the stage?
Well, it's kind of funny because we've been at this a long time.
Yeah.
And in fact, we're talking about when we first started, there was 2 shows. There was the Power Shack and PC show and our show. That was it. There's 13 shows in Kansas City this year. So that's huge. I mean, in itself, it makes us work harder too to try to get the athlete to come to our show. And I think we're doing a good job.
But, I think so.
But mostly what we're seeing is because the added segments it's actually got more people involved in the sport, which is great. It really is. Especially, I look at our side. I'm a little biased in regards to the natural side, but at the same time, it's made the actual sport grow. I mean, you got, I mean, how many 4 segments for women? You know, you got 2 for men, which we didn't have that. So all we had was bodybuilding originally. So that, I think, is really driving the numbers.
For your show this year, where do you see your numbers localizing in the categories that you do have?
And it's how it's evolving. Bikini is, because for women's side, bikini is growing like a lot. And in figure, it's grown, but not at the same pace. But by that growth, you've got a lot of growth in just those segments. Men's physique, it's grown a lot. I mean, we tripled our size from our first year. This is our 3rd one, and in fact, we have enough for 2 pro cards this year, which is a 30 plus.
That's a big
amount.
That's a big jump.
And we're still getting as far as entries coming in, but we're seeing basically a little bit of watering down for our bodybuilding. Bodybuilding's kind of fell back a little bit this year. These numbers, and I think you might see that trend, and we're hearing that from actually our trophy vendor too. So it's not just us.
Sure.
But that just makes sense. I mean, it's just like anything else. It's kind of baby steps getting the sport. People go in thinking they're not big enough for bodybuilding. They'll try men's physique first, and I think they're going to both feed off each other. It's going to equalize eventually.
Sure.
So.
Okay, so I have to throw this out since I am a judge and a prep coach, and we've seen bikini. This is the 4th year that we've had bikini in this organization, and I know that we have struggled to try to find what we're looking for, the standard. Figure is easier to have as a standard. Do you feel like now that we're into year 4, we're starting to be able to see more of a standard on the stage with these bikini girls? And I know the pressure falls on your show, it's their first one out, so we look to that show when the results are done as to, are these the girls that we now try to train our clients to look like for the remainder of the year? Do you feel like that we've been able to standardize this?
I think we have. I really think we've done that, and just like anything else, you know, I'm a judge as well, and you know, I attend probably 7 or 8 shows a year. Becky's wife's regional head judge, so we're really heavily involved in the criteria as well. And what we try to do, strive to do, is try to stick with our criteria as close as we can every show, in order to make it to where it doesn't get out of whack. I mean, and this is one of the things you got to be real careful about. You know, that's controlling what ends up being on the stage, and who does well, and the criteria is if you stick to them. And I think we've done a good job. I mean, right now, I mean, just like anything else, you've seen a lot of times in regards to, you'll see a girl up there, obviously she's figure hard, and she doesn't do as well, and they don't understand that. Well, the bottom line is we don't want the harder figure gal in that class, and it's simply this: you're not following our criteria if you're too hard. I mean, we look at it this way: we don't want to see any kind of a lot of sort of separation in thighs and bikini, or with tighter midsection. But it's an athletic look.
It's definitely evolved athletic, and I think it's when you talk about the criteria is a national criteria that's on nanbf.org. So as prep coaches, as interested competitors, you can go to see exactly what it is that the judges will be looking for. So it doesn't just fall on promoter to promoter to create that from show to show. And I think you guys have done a great job of keeping a judging panel that will be able to roll out that criteria. That's
very, very important. Consistency across the board.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, that's one thing about our organization, which is great. We're all together on everything we do, and we all agree on everything we do. We have a voice in that usually, and that makes it good for the competitor, because you're not going to one show going, well, what's going on? It wasn't the same thing here. Now I'm going to tell you though, what's interesting, and this is a big controversy a lot you get, is very simple, is when a big group comes out on the stage, a lot of times it's all what they give you. Now, you can't give a win to some gal that's overweight, basically, and someone that's maybe too lean, that has nice symmetry and all that, you're going to give it to them. Now, what happens is people see that and think, well, we're going harder. No, it's just what's presented at that time. And that's how you have to kind of look at who's closest to that criteria. But yeah, she might have been too hard, but then you got a bunch of women that are too soft. or they don't have symmetry, or they shape like a bowl or whatever, that kind of thing. So that's one of the dilemmas you have, and what happens when the spectators view whoever out there. They're going, what's going on? Well, it's all, you have to analyze that particular class to understand why we did that.
Sure. I mean, you always want your loved one to win, and you're the armchair quarterback. So you, promoter, judge, also prep coach. After this show is successful, which we know it will be, you have the Gateway Naturals in October.
Yes, we do.
In St. Louis. So John and Becky do 2 shows, both in Missouri. Great way to start the year and close the year out. Talk a little bit about that piece real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, the Gateway, I believe we're in our 4th year, actually.
It's very much grown since you guys took it over.
We took it over from Shauna Meyer. She did a great job. And the show was close to, I think it was like 85 to 100 at the time. Nice numbers. And we took it over, and she wanted us to make sure that we keep it a St. Louis show. So our crew, people like that, they're all St. Louis.
Sure.
Most of our trainers, trainers, a lot of people, we support St. Louis like crazy. Because that was our goal, kind of keep it in St. Louis flavor. And I think we've done a good job with that. We've got, I'll tell you what, we've got a lot of reception. We've got over 50 competitors out of St. Louis this year, which is a new precedent for us for this year. So we're looking for big numbers probably for our show in September. So
it's in September.
Yeah, we're working on actually another theater too.
That's what I heard.
It's just worked out that way.
Both of these shows are going to be really dynamic. For those competitors that are still on the fence, I know that you can sneak your entry in still. Since we are a national organization, we do drug tests with the polygraph piece. Tell us what your final drop-dead deadline is to enter the show for Liberty in 2 weeks.
It'll be Monday evening.
It's Monday evening. If you haven't entered, you still have time.
Exactly.
The last thing I want to say is I've been at this venue. This will be my 4th or 5th year, and it always sells out. It's a great venue. It's nice and quaint, but it's large enough for the families to come and support. I will say I bought my tickets up here yesterday at the community center, and there's not a lot left. So every year people say, oh, I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait. Do not wait. Do not wait if you're a spectator. Do not wait if you're a spouse. The last thing you want to do is not be able to come and watch your loved ones.
Right.
But I think you guys have done a really great job of building a very, very incredible show in this organization in this area.
We've tried, believe me, and it's a labor of love. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, it's been a lot of work, believe me. Not only when we go judge, we also recruit, and that's kind of the reason why I think we grow. We try to get a lot of exposure for our show, and as Becky and I, we talk about, we're the camels for everybody. We you see me putting up all the posters at every show, all over. We take all the posters from every show and put up all of our other promoters as well, and try to get exposure.
Well, you and Becky really are truly pioneers and just really wonderful people and promoters. Please tell her hi for us. I appreciate you coming down.
She's actually prepping someone right now,
yes.
too.
Everyone's busy.
100 miles an hour. As far as like we're talking about that the format change, what we're doing that too for is we used to have the 2 format and we started selling that one out. So it's been kind of a nice side effect of maybe doing this 3 format. We're actually opening up more seats because essentially what happens is make sure, folks, when you buy your tickets, you make sure you ask for whatever segment that person's in, because you don't want to pay for another one. So that's one thing we've been kind of getting a lot of questions about. So, but what that does though, is it's going to open up more seating. Bodybuilding in the morning, it's bodybuilding with physique, so you get, actually it's almost like adding 3 more seats. It's about 730 seat theater, so.
Well, it's going to be great. 2 weeks from today, we will be here again to do it all over again. I appreciate you taking the time, John Arnold. You're a class. We love your wife.
I appreciate it.
For Inside Natural Bodybuilding, this is Liz Camp Schroeder.
Thank you all.